everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Cotter. I am a master esthetician in Utah, and I love all things skincare. I have been a master esthetician for about 2 years, and I recently just started YouTube and creating more videos. And I would love it if you guys subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of my videos to come. I post every single week. And I also have an Instagram. It is at AlyssaK_aesthetics, and I post a lot more things there, more pictures and videos and all of that stuff. So be sure to go follow my Instagram. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to read an ingredient list. So before I went to esthetician school, I had literally no clue how to read it or what anything meant. And honestly, a lot of these words, I still don't know what they mean, and I still have to search it because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different ingredients out there, and it's hard to memorize all of them. But I'm gonna give you guys the basics, and then you guys can kind of do more research for each individual product that you have. Okay, so when reading an ingredient list, you're going to look from top to bottom. So with ingredients, the higher they are on the list, the more percentage they have, and the lower they are on the list, the lower percentage of that ingredient is in the product. So if you take a product, that's in Spanish, okay. So if you take a product, I'm going to take the Daily Repair Mega Moisture Cream. If you look here at the top, water is the first ingredient, and water is the first ingredient in most products. So since water is the first ingredient, that means that there is more water in this product than any other ingredient. And then you just go straight down to all the way to the bottom, which in this last ingredient means there's the least amount of that in this ingredient. I know that the main question everyone has is, what do these ingredients mean? And it's honestly so hard to understand, and I still have to search what a lot of ingredients are, and I don't know them right off the top of my head, just because there are so many out there. And a lot of times an ingredient can sound really scary, but it can be one of the most beneficial ingredients in there. So it's hard to just look at something and be able to tell. But one thing to look for is how high those active ingredients are on the ingredient list. So if there's a product that's claiming that this is vitamin A moisturizer, or this moisturizer has hyaluronic acid in it, a lot of times with drugstore products or lower quality of products, they will advertise that they have this amazing ingredient in there, but you go and you look at the ingredient list and it's all the way at the bottom. So it's just a tiny little bit so that they can advertise that it's in there when it's actually not an ingredient really doing anything for your skin. So you have to be aware when you're looking at that. It's like Glymed, they're active and they're good ingredients. Well, all their ingredients are good, but usually the fillers and the preservatives and those types of things are down at the bottom, where the active ingredients that are really changing your skin and helping your skin are at the top and have the highest percentage. So that's another thing to look for when you are reading an ingredient list. There are a few ingredients that are like big no-nos that you don't want to be using, like parabens. I'm sure you guys have heard of parabens. They are a preservative that has been known to change hormones and has even been linked to some cancers. And it's hard to tell if those ingredients are in your products. So I'm going to show you how to understand if something has a paraben in it. So parabens are easy because they will say blah 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 paraben, which is really nice that they're not as hidden. But you can see if you're reading, if the long word ends in paraben, then you know, stay away from that product. But a lot of products sound really scary if they're not, or don't sound really scary even if they are. So it's all about doing your research. Another one is alcohols. A lot of times alcohols are really scary and you don't want them in your skincare, but something can be labeled blah 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 alcohol, and it can actually be like a hydrating and moisturizing ingredient that can be really good for your skin. So I just want to give you guys some resources to use. A good one is Paula's Choice. Take your product that you want to know about and choose an ingredient, and you can search the name. So we can just do, let's say, glycerin, and you can Google glycerin Paula's Choice, and that'll take you to Paula's Choice's website, and that tells you what the product is, if it's good, if it's bad, what it does for your skin, and what it does for the product. And then it also has its listed sources that they gained their information from. And a lot of sources say different things and have different opinions. There's so many different opinions in skincare and in ingredients. So you just kind of have to do your research well and form your own opinion. But that is a good resource. But that is a really good resource to start out with when you're trying to learn those ingredients. I know I talk about how you should be using a good skincare line and a good skincare routine and a medical grade and pharmaceutical grade, and that I don't ever really suggest drugstore products. But that isn't to say that all drugstore products are bad and that they're going to harm your skin and that they're going to cause cancer or all these crazy things. But I'm just saying that they're usually not the best option. Usually their active ingredients are down at the bottom and their preservatives or their filler ingredients are more towards the top. And that's what the difference is between a pharmaceutical grade or a medical grade than a drugstore, is those products are just flip-flopped. Drugstores can't have a high percentage of active ingredients. They can't do as much as a medical grade skincare line can. And that's why I suggest it and really believe in them, because of that higher percent of active ingredients. They can deliver better results and change your skin a lot more. The Gentle Facial Wash has 10% glycolic acid in it, which is a ton. And the Ultra Hydrogel has 10% hyaluronic acid, which again is a ton. That's so much more than you can possibly get at the drugstore. So just watching that, reading from top to bottom and making sure there's no scary ingredients all the way up at the top, or that the second ingredient isn't fragrance. So one thing about fragrance is that fragrance isn't super regulated. You can have 100 different fragrances and you have no idea what they are, and they can combine them all together and just say fragrance. So Glymed actually lists fragrance on a few of their ingredients, which I don't personally love, but they don't use any artificial in fragrances. They only use natural scents, but they do list fragrance on a few of those. But I just want to reassure that those are not artificial or damaging or scary fragrances at all. Those are all naturally derived good fragrances. But it is, again, tough because you never know what the fragrances are. So if you just bought a random product and it has fragrance halfway up the top, you have no idea how many fragrances that is, what fragrances they are, if they're natural, if they're a bunch of chemicals. You really just have no clue. So that's something that's sadly not regulated in the United States, but it is something to watch out for, because fragrances are one of the most irritating ingredients in a product. So you just want to do your research and know what kind of fragrances are in your product and if they are super high on the ingredient list. Another thing I like about Glymed, and sorry I talk about Glymed so much, they're just the skincare line that I use and I know them best, so it's easy to just use them as my example. But I really like, they will say the name like Vitis vinifera, don't make fun of me, I don't know, and then in parentheses grapeseed oil. They help explain a little bit, which is nice, like tocopherol, in parentheses vitamin E. And so that helps a little bit to know and understand what some of these ingredients are. But again, for those other ones, just go and search them and do your own research. Again, Paula's Choice is a good research to start at. And then again, just watch for where those active ingredients are, watch for where the preservatives are at on the ingredient list. Make sure those are close to the bottom instead of close to the top. And that's kind of just a basic way to figure out if a product is really good or not. I hope that helped you guys understand a little bit better how to read ingredients. And of course, let me know if you have any questions about a certain product or about a certain ingredient, and I can help you with that. But again, I don't know everything. I wish I did. I still have to do my research on lots and lots of products and lots of ingredients because there's just so much out there. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Comment below if you liked this video and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!